Hello everyone, we've got a functions question here. So it says figure 2 shows the sketch of a curve with the equation y equals f of x, where f of x equals 4 times by x minus 2 all squared times e to the minus 2x. Show that f dashed of x is equal to 8 times by 2 add x minus x squared times e to the minus 2x, 3 marks. So we've got to essentially use the product rule here. So let's have a look and see what we've got. We have got our original function. There it is. So I'm going to call the u, I'm going to call 4x squared minus 2. V, I'm going to call e to the power of minus 2. So therefore, my u dashed is going to be, if I expanded that bracket, that would be 4x squared minus 8. So the 8 would disappear, and then that would times by the 4, so I'd get 8x. Using the chain rule for differentiating e to the minus 2x, I would get minus 2 times e to the minus 2x. So let's substitute those two results into our product rule now. So I've got u dash v add uv dashed. It doesn't matter whether you write it as u, this expression on the left-hand side. You could write them the other way around. Okay, so u dashed is 8x, v is e to the minus 2x, u is 4x squared minus 2, and v dashed is minus 2 e to the minus 2x. So I'm now going to, what am I going to do here? I'm going to see what I can take out to get it into the required format there. And we're looking for an 8 and an e to the minus 2x on the outside. Well, we've got an 8 here already, so that's good. But I'm going to combine that 4 and that minus 2 there in order to take out a factor of 8. And in fact, I'm going to take out minus 8 there. So that minus 2 and that 4 have combined to give us this minus 8 here. So we're left with x squared minus 2 and e to the minus 2x. So now we can take out our e to the minus 2x, and then we can take out an 8. And what's left behind when we do that is we're left with an x from this term, a 2 from this term, and an x squared from that term. Okay, so when we remove all of that, take out that, those factors, that's what we are left with. Okay, that's great. Now part B. Hence find in its simplest form the exact solutions of the stationary point, the exact coordinates of the stationary point. So the stationary points are going to occur when dy by dx equals 0. So in other words, when this expression is equal to 0. Now the thing to point out is that e to the minus 2x is never going to equal 0. So we don't need to worry because it's going to look like this, an exponential decaying curve that has an asymptote at 0. So we don't need to worry that there's going to be any solutions coming from that term. Instead, we only need to concentrate on the quadratic. So we've got here minus x squared add x plus 2. I've times everything by minus 1 to make it easier to work with and factorized. So that gives us this. So our two solutions are x is equal to 2 and x is equal to minus 1. We then take those two x values and we use them to find the corresponding y values. So when x is 2, we find out that y is equal to 8e to the minus 4. And that's just come from subbing into the original non-differentiated equation. And when x is minus 1, we find out that y is minus 4e to the e squared. And that comes from, again, subbing into the original non-differentiated equation. So that's part B done for 3 marks. We found the coordinates of our turning points. Now, this next bit I know causes students confusion. It's to do with finding the domain and range of functions. Now, a lot of people are not too keen on this, so let's have a look. It says the function g and the function h are defined by g of x is 2 times f of x and h of x is 2 times f of x minus 3. Find the range of g of x and the range of h of x. So let's consider our transformation. Now the transformation for 2 times f of x is going to be a stretch of scale factor 2 parallel to the y-axis. So we're going to take our two coordinates of our two turning points and the y values are going to be doubled. So here we have 2, 8 e to the minus 4. So that's going to go to 16. So the y value has been doubled there. Here we have minus 4. So that's going to be doubled to give us minus 8. Okay. So that's what's happened. It's been stretched that way by scale factor 2, parallel to the y-axis. So what does that mean in terms of our range? Well, the important thing to notice is that the curve is going to carry on up here up to infinity, and the domain for this particular function for g of x is a member of the set of all real numbers. So basically the lowest value that we're going to have is going to be given by this value, and the highest value is going to be up there at infinity. So therefore our range is going to be less than or equal to minus 8e squared, but less than infinity. Sorry, greater than or equal to minus 8e squared, but less than infinity. Using a kind of set notation, you can write that like that. That would be fine. Or if you prefer, you can write x is greater than or equal to minus 8e squared. That's the first one done. Now let's have a look at what's going on with h of x. So h of x has been stretched by a scale factor of 2 parallel to the y-axis, but then it's been translated by 3 units down in the negative x direction, negative y direction rather, once that has happened. So let's think about where our coordinate for this turning point is going to go. Well, we know that when it's been stretched by a scale factor of 2 parallel to the y-axis, it's 16e to the minus 4 for the y coordinate. So if it gets translated by 3 units in the negative y direction, the y coordinate then becomes 16e to the minus 4 minus 3. So we've got the y coordinate of that point here. Now something, a real subtlety, is notice in this question they've changed the domain so that the domain is only x is greater than or equal to 0. So we don't need to worry about what's over here. Okay, we're only going from this point here, and we're only concerned about where x is greater than or equal to 0. So that means we need to know what's the y value when x is 0 in this equation. So let's go to our equation, 2 times f of x minus 3, and I'm going to sub in x as 0. Okay, so that gives me 2 times by 4 times by minus 2 times by e to the 0 minus 3, which when you work that out, that's 2 times 4 times by 2 times 4 times minus 2 is minus 16, and minus 3 goes to minus 19. So this value here is minus 19 on the y-axis. So that means that our range of values for this particular question are that h of x is less than 16e to the minus 4 minus 3, this point here, but it must be greater than or equal to the minus 19, because the range of values is going to be in this interval here. So that would be our answer, less than 16e to the minus 4 minus 3, but greater than minus 19. A lot going on in that question, and from my past experience, I know that students do find that quite tricky. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Remember, if you're finding these videos useful, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that. That's going to help me keep on growing the channel and making more videos and helping more students. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.